Welcome to another round of Coffee and Donuts. I'm Frank. If you don't know who I am, I'm a former federal law enforcement officer and now a full-time law enforcement instructor. And here I help you answer your questions regarding the police hiring process, the police career, the academy, whatever questions you have, I answer them. These are 3 pre-submitted questions that we've had recently, and I'm going to dive right into them. Let's discuss. Okay, here we go. First question. I have a general under honorable discharge for smoking marijuana in the Army. Am I disqualified? First of all, always use professional jargon, right? This question actually says smoking weed, but when you're discussing this, you say smoking marijuana, right? You use proper term. Do not use jargon, right? Especially career-specific jargon, such as military terminology. This isn't that, but general under honorable discharge. So what it really should say is I have a general discharge under honorable conditions. Make sure you're getting all that in there, because it means that while it may not be an honorable discharge, it means that there were no significant issues other than this one minor hurdle that you have here. Will this affect you, or will this disqualify you? It may. Is it a permanent disqualifying factor? No. But one thing you can do as a military veteran who doesn't have an honorable discharge is see if you're eligible for a discharge upgrade. You can get your discharge upgraded to an honorable under certain conditions, under most conditions, as long as you've had enough time outside of the military with good conduct. That's what I would do here. But is it going to come up as a hurdle? Absolutely. Are you going to have to articulate it way better than what you wrote here? Absolutely. This will not fly. Terminology, jargon, no, you want to be professional here. I would not write it like this. But is it automatically going to disqualify you? No. You could still technically pursue law enforcement, but you're going to have some hard time explaining this one. Because remember, Army, still type of federal employment. Keep that in mind. All right, next question. My city police department doesn't have what their fitness test is listed online under their job listing and what is required to pass. Does it look bad to call a recruiter and ask what the test is? I've been working out, running, but if I could have a better leg up and train specific, that would be nice. Yes. So before I answer this question, find out the results, but then train past the test. Don't train to the test, right? Everyone's like, oh, I've been running a mile and a half. No, go run 2. Because that way when you're done running a mile and a half, you're going to have a lot of when you get to that mile and you only got a half a mile left and you think you got a whole mile left, you still have so much gas left in the tank that you'll be able to drastically cut your numbers down. And that's how I was able to start running really fast mile and a half. So I think my fastest mile and a half was like an 8:13. Probably not that fast these days just because I'm getting old. But it was a really good time, especially for someone as short as me. I'm not built like a runner. So keep that in mind. As for reaching out to them, absolutely, I would do that. Now, normally I tell you to, minimize your contact with the department just for the sheer fact that every time you're in front of them, they're evaluating you, and you don't want to have more chances to mess up. But this isn't going to hurt you. Reaching out and saying, hey, I'm looking at applying, but I don't know what your fitness requirements are. Is there any way you can disclose that? And they might either send you an email or they might give you a website where you can actually find it. And it might have been posted, just not in a very, good location and a very accessible location, I guess is the term I'm going for. So keep that in mind. But absolutely, yeah, reach out and then train past the test. Don't train to it. If you got to run a 300-meter sprint, run a 400-meter sprint, and then 300s will seem like nothing. Okay, next question. If you apply somewhere and withdraw before a test, do you have to put that you applied there on the police? Absolutely. Yes. Just because you never got into the hiring phases, right? But you still submit an application. And if you fail to disclose that and they find out, it's called omission, right? So you're just going to have to articulate why you withdrew before the test. Hopefully it was for a valid reason, you couldn't get off work, or there was some type of other issue. But yes, you will 100% have to disclose that. And if you don't, you will be disqualified. So keep that in mind. That's something so petty to get disqualified over it. I definitely would not do that. So recap. Other than honorable discharge or general discharge under honorable conditions, articulation matters here. Do not use slang or jargon. Be professional. Use professional language. No, it doesn't immediately disqualify you, but it's a hurdle nonetheless. Department doesn't have their fitness test listed or any other or some other hiring practices. That's pretty common. Reaching out will not hurt your chances if you reach out, but remember, be professional about it and be prepared to give them information they need to send you the information you want. All right. You might not even get an answer or be able to talk to someone. So keep that in mind. And then withdrawing before you take a test after you've applied. Do you still have to list that on other police applications? Absolutely. Don't try to do that. That's a stupid thing to get hit for omission. Other than that, these are your questions. We answer all the questions that you all submit over here on YouTube, and even more importantly, over on our new blog on our website at www.armaganct.com. That's ARMOGANCT.com. You can go over there, see our blog. You can leave comments on any of our blogs or ask any questions. We answer all the questions there and all the questions here on YouTube for as long as we possibly can. I hope this helps. Stay safe, and I will see you next time.